Hey guys, Tonic here. Today we are going to take a look at Fallout First and see if it's worth it in 2022. This has become a yearly video that I make, and it's mostly for players who are new to the game and that are thinking about getting Fallout First. So in this video we are going to go over what Fallout First is, everything that you get from it, and lastly if it's actually worth it in 2022. So without further ado, let's get into it. First off, what is Fallout First? Fallout First is a monthly subscription for Fallout 76 that will give you some extra in-game benefits. You will get a survival tent, access to private worlds, monthly atoms, unlimited storage for your scrap, extra scoreboard items, a custom Fallout First world server that you can create, sales in the Atomic Shop, and even some Fallout First exclusive cosmetics. Now this might sound like a lot of stuff, but most players just get Fallout First for access to the scrap box and private servers. The scrap box is going to be your unlimited storage for all of your junk items. So you can see here that my scrap box is pretty filled. I have had Fallout First now for going on 2 years, I think. But down here at the bottom you can see that there is no weight, unlike my inventory, and all you have to do is just take your scrap item and put it in there, and then it will go in there no problems. So this is a really great thing. A lot of players love this because you can really go out there on some farming runs, fill up your scrap box, and then just have a ton of junk to go over here and repair any weapons or repair any armor. Now a lot of people have asked what happens to all of these scrap in the scrap box once your Fallout First membership runs out, and the answer to that is that you won't be able to fill it anymore, but you still will be able to take things out of it. Everything will still be here, so a nice little trick that I do see a lot of players do is that they will get Fallout First for maybe just a month or two, fill up the scrap box as much as they can, cancel the membership, and then just survive off all the scrap that they've gotten over the course of that 2 months, and then when they get low maybe a few months later, they will get Fallout First again and then just keep repeating that process. But now let's talk about the private servers. This is going to be my favorite part about Fallout First. We can see here that the private adventure option is unlocked, and down here at the bottom we have team only, which is pretty much just invite only, and we can switch that to friends only so your friends can join you whenever they want. But putting it back on team only, we can load in here and check it out. And so now loading into the world here, we can go on the map and you can see that I am the only player on this entire server, and this is extremely beneficial for a ton of reasons. Number one, you can go around and XP farm the map without other people taking your kills. You can also go and scrap farm, just try and get all the nice rare junk items that a lot of players tend to pick up before you can get there. And then also when we have those limited time events like the Treasure Hunter Mole Miner event, and also with the Holiday Scorched, you can kind of just go onto your private server and farm these events and get as many plans as possible without other players getting the kills first. So there's a ton of nice benefits to having a private world, and also they do have a lot less lag, you are going to notice. There is not really that many things that are going to glitch out because of latency, so a lot of enemies are going to die faster. Getting into things like terminals is going to be a lot easier, and just in general the game does run a little bit smoother. And lastly, with the private worlds, you can transfer items between characters. This is sort of a trick that you can do because once you do leave your private world, the world is going to stay up for 5 minutes before resetting. So you can drop items, go to the main menu, switch to another character, and then rejoin, and you can pick up the dropped items. It's a really cool trick that you can do solo, so you don't really need someone else to hold your rare items for you. And then on top of the private worlds, you are also going to be getting a Fallout Worlds custom world, and I do have a few built right here. I like to use this one for testing different things like just rolling a ton of nice weapons and trying them out, but you can go ahead and edit these worlds. You can change the name, you can change the settings, the weather, the camp building, and even the combat to make it much harder or much easier. But do note that the only progress that carries over are going to be some of the score challenges. Playing on these worlds, if you maybe roll a really nice weapon, you can't actually take that into the other worlds. But now let's move on to the survival tent that you can get from subscribing to Fallout First. These come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes, and we will randomly get tent skins in the Atomic Shop every so often, and some even have a workbench inside so that you can craft ammo and scrap weapons. But when you first start off with Fallout First, you are going to be getting a standard tent, and this tent has pretty much everything that you are going to need inside of it. You do have a musical instrument that you can play to get some benefits. You also do have a cooking station. You do have a stash box, a sleeping bag, and even a scrap box to store your scrap in. So you can place this down pretty much anywhere on the map, and it's almost like a little portable camp. The tent also does serve as a fast travel point, so if I had some quests maybe far away from my normal camp, I could place down my tent over there and then use that as a fast travel point that is completely free. And so now let's check out the scoreboard benefits that you will get with Fallout First. You can see here that we do have these little Fallout First icons next to some of the items on the scoreboard, and these can range from anything from these perfect bubblegum to really big camp items. So pretty much you will just progress the scoreboard like normal and just have an extra reward. Nothing really big, but it is still a pretty nice little bonus. And also with Fallout First, you will be getting a few different exclusive outfits. So when you do start out, you will be getting the Ranger Armor outfit as well as the Ranger Armor helmet. But over time, on the first of every month, we are given a new Fallout First item. And these can come in the form of different outfits, pieces of headwear, some camp items, even these generators, power armor skins. There's all sorts of free things that we do get. Some of them are really cool, but then sometimes you will get these little things like the Skullbox backpack or even just small things like these rugs. And then also with the Atomic Shop, sometimes over on the special page, we will be getting some exclusive sales for Fallout First members, but usually they really aren't that big of a sale. It's just going to be a few hundred atoms off. And then lastly, with Fallout First, you will be receiving 1,650 atoms per month to use in the Atomic Shop, and you will be getting that reload of atoms every single month on the day that you subscribed. So if you subscribed on the 1st of a month, next month you will be getting those atoms, and then if you subscribed on the 13th of the next month, you will be getting 1,650 atoms. And now 1,650 atoms per month is a pretty good amount, but sometimes bundles will be costing 1,800 atoms, even all the way up to 2,000 atoms, but standard bundles usually run around 1,300 to 1,500. So you will be able to get most bundles in the Atomic Shop, but sometimes there will be bundles that are just a little bit more than the amount of atoms that you receive per month. But now I would like to mention that Fallout First is always changing. I've been doing these videos now for 2 years, and every single time I do one of these videos, there is always some new stuff to cover. And even later this year, it looks like there is going to be an update to Fallout First in regards to the scoreboard. It looks like in the summer, Fallout First members are going to be getting increased score earn rates and also some more exclusive challenges and maybe even some more exclusive board ranks on that scoreboard. We don't really have an exact look yet, and this is all just coming from some news on the roadmap, but it does look like Fallout First is going to be getting another upgrade later this year. And so now with all of the stuff that you get from Fallout First out of the way, I would kind of like to talk about if I think that it's worth it or not. Honestly, it kind of depends on your situation with Fallout 76. If you are a newer player and you just got the game and you are thinking that maybe you need it, I can tell you right now that you do not need it. I beat the entire game without it, and I even did a lot of the endgame content without Fallout First. It's not really necessary to just log on every so often and play the game very casually. However, I will say that if you are an extremely dedicated Fallout 76 player and you have kind of reached that endgame level, I do think that Fallout First is worth it. And the reason why is because when you start logging on to Fallout 76 almost daily and it kind of becomes one of your main games, you are going to start filling up that stash with all sorts of nice rare legendary weapons and awesome plans that you've collected over time, and just freeing up your stash from all of the junk and putting it into your scrap box is extremely beneficial. It's going to save you on a few hundred pounds of weight, and that alone is just a big selling point for me. But then also you will start to focus a lot more on the limited time events like the Treasure Hunter Mole Miners, the Cultist High Priest, the Halloween Scorched, the Holiday Scorched, all of that kind of stuff, and you will start to want to farm them and get these rare plans to trade them or sell them in your vendors, and that is kind of where these private worlds really come in handy. You can just hop on there, keep farming all these rare enemies, and kind of just build up again just a really good collection of some solid items. But now I do sort of have a little life hack that I do always tell people that are on the fence about getting Fallout First. I always say that if you are going to maybe shell out $10 into the game to try and complete your scoreboard or maybe get a bundle that you really want, I think that you should put up an extra $3 and just get a month worth of Fallout First. Not only will you be getting more atoms, but you will also be getting the Fallout First exclusive item for the month. You will also get the Fallout First Ranger outfit, the emotes, the icons, and you will also have access to the scrap box for the month. You will also have access to the private worlds and even the custom world that you can edit for that month. And also I think that you could go on the scoreboard and then collect all of the Fallout First items that you couldn't get before. So if you were going to already spend maybe just $10 on atoms for the month, I would just recommend to spend that extra $3 because I think that it would go a lot farther, and I think that you would be getting a lot more value just for spending an extra few dollars. And also I should quickly mention that all of the cosmetic items that you get from being a Fallout First member will stay on your account even after you stop having Fallout First. So if you do get it for a month, get all of these things and then cancel it, you are still going to be able to wear all those outfits and use those camp items. So pretty much if you are just a casual player and you're wondering if you need Fallout First to really get the full experience, you honestly don't. But if you are planning on playing this game long term and it's kind of become your main game, then I do recommend that you pick it up and at least try it out and see if you like it. But that is pretty much going to be it for this video, and I really do hope that it helps you make a more informed decision on whether or not you should get Fallout First. If you still do have any questions, for sure leave them down in the comments below and I will try and answer them the best I can. But for now, I would like to say thank you so much for stopping by and watching, and as always, I would like to give a massive thank you to all of the channel members: Anxiety Rangers, Yosevaded, Death93, Dalton Murphy, Axel, Kevin W, Anna S, Fallout McFly, Network Gate, Golty, Robert Kennard, Wandering Wastelander, Lanthar, Anna Reestes, Captain Awesome, Citizen Girl, Heather Henderson, Patrick Ruda, 23 Icefire, Jay Smith, Argent Deer, Brazo Double Frang, Ice Cream Manny, Chris Decker, Theodore, Digital Aardvark, Christy Mel, and Schwitz. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys, and have a great day.